Hello everybody, it's Rachel here at Clatty Hands Crafts, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make these folded pocket pullouts to go inside your junk journal. They're really simple to make and really effective, and it gives you lots of extra space to put your journal cards and tags and things like that inside. And I also show you how to make this closure which sticks inside your journal and holds everything in place. I hope you enjoy it. If you're crafting along with me today, you'll need an A4 piece of paper. Actually, you'll be able to use any size, but you'll just have to change the measurements accordingly. So the measurements that I'm giving you are for an A4 sheet. So I've got two here that I'm going to do alongside each other. And I should be able to score those at the same time. So we're going to make a score line at 4 inches down the page. And then we fold that score line over. You could probably just do this by eye. Then turn it round, open it out, and then the bottom piece, the bottom edge is going to be folded in to the fold line that you've already created. And then do the same again with the other edge. And then that folds up. So you have a pocket here, and you have a pocket here. So I'm going to do that with the other one now. So the large side gets folded to the centre, and the smaller side gets folded to the centre, not the centre, but the crease. And then just smooth everything out as far as you can. So then you're going to score these in half, and it's a 21 centimetre wide piece of paper, so 10.5 centimetres will do the trick. Is that reaching? Yeah. And that should allow us to fold the paper. Now, before I try and actually fold that, I am going to cut a tiny notch out. Let's see if I can see the score line. So a very small amount from the centre with that pocket. And that just allows it to fold over a bit more easily. So a bone folder might help you to keep everything straight. She says she does it completely wonky. And then we're going to glue those into position in a moment. So I'll just do the same with the other one. snipping down, and I am just leaving about 1 millimetre at the side of that score line on either side. And then fold it into place. There we go. So then when you want to glue these into place, so I'm going to use my art glitter glue and just do a nice neat application at either side of that fold up pocket. I'm just going to spread that out slightly, otherwise it's going to squidge out of the side. Do them both at the same time. Oops. And they can be folded up and held shut with something heavy. This is the page that I'm going to be putting one of these onto. The other one I think I will just put it in my collection as a spare, and it's going to go on one of these pages, left or right, I'm not sure yet. So I want the papers to coordinate to go inside this journal, so I'm just going to use some offcuts that I have from the other pages that I've put inside the journal. So I just need to choose something that's going to go with that ivory colour. Here's a template that I made earlier, just so that I can check that the colour is going to look okay. Now I do really like that. In fact, I might do one with that. I can have the plain green bit on the back. Don't know if it'll fit. I might need to use the flowers actually on the back. And then on the other one, oh, that's pretty. Oh, I really like that. It's pretty as well. I think I'll do that on the inside. That on the outside. And then make some kind of closure using this and add a bit of embellishment to it as well. So that's one, and then where's my other piece? So if I'm going to have that colour, and then just decorate the inside. Do I need something possibly that's not as busy? Yeah, I'm going to use that kind of canvas looking one. That. So if we have that as the front cover, and then this is like a little belt. I'll show you how to make the belt to go around it. And then I was thinking something like this for it to slot behind. And I don't think that needs a lot more because of that pattern. If I did a lot of embellishment, then it would be a bit overkill. So that will do for one. And then what can I do with this one? That on the outside. The inside's going to have this covered over. I could have a pretty flower on it. think instead of using that I might use some actual jute. Oh, I like that. How about metal embellishment? I have a bronze butterfly dangling down. Yes, I think I like that. So with this I'm just going to mark where I want to cut. And I'm going to cut one exactly the same size for the back panel. Okay, so before I stick those down, I want to ink the edges of this. Make sure I've got it the right way up. I think I've got the shakes. I went for another walk this morning and I got caught in a bit of a storm. So we've had, well, I don't even know what the storm's called, I don't know which one we're on. But there was loads of wind last night and wheelie bins were flying up the road and all kinds of stuff like that, tree branches falling down again. But this morning it was sunny, so I thought, oh, I'll go out for a walk. It's just a little bit windy. It wasn't as bad as it was during the night, so I thought it would be fine. But alas, I did get stuck in a lot of rain and wind. And I also got lost as well. So it wasn't the best start to the day. But now I just feel a bit hungry and shaky because I did 4 miles, but it was mainly uphill, so it took quite a bit of energy. Stick the back panel on as well in the same way. The wind was very icy as well, so it wasn't the most enjoyable walk I've ever done, to be honest. There we go, so that's the base for that. And then it might just be a bit more difficult. Oh no, it won't, because we'll do it the same way, just by marking it for the inside. I definitely need a new one of those. So just give that a mark. And then I'll need 2 of those again. what are the chances of that being the right size? Oh, just slightly too long. I can live with that because that's an easy fix. And they should be great to go in there. So I haven't inked this yet in the inside, so I'll do that now. And then even though those are dark green, they can be inked as well. And they can be stuck into place. Okay, so I'm going to use this piece to make a belt which goes around to one side, and then that can be stuck to the inside, if needed, of a journal page. Or you can just use it as a holder. So let's just tear the edge. To give it a bit more interest. And then that is going to be wrapped around and then the excess trimmed off. You see? Really simple. Now you don't want this to be overly tight, otherwise it'll be hard to take off. So leave just a little hair of freedom. Before you stick that down. And then you should find that it can just pop straight out. If it doesn't, then loosen it off before it dries. Just be mindful as well that if you're putting things inside, then it might not fit as well. So if you add some tags into the pockets. And then we can decorate that. So we had this, didn't we? I'm thinking if I just cut a piece off to make it narrow. I'm just going to take that little jagged edge off. but I'm not worrying about this being completely straight. As it's going to be like a shabby chic kind of look. And then a small application of glue to hold that in place. And then what else did I have? So just going to stick a little bow on there. I think that's all it was, wasn't it? And that's the holder. And then that can be put to one side and weighed down again. Let's just get on with decorating, not that one, that one. Do that pattern bit for the back. And if you're using pretty papers like these, then you don't need to do a whole load more, do you? You can just keep it quite simple and have some kind of really quick and easy ephemera to go straight in your journal. Doesn't take long at all. So they can go in there. So we're coming up to half-term holidays here in the UK. We've got a trip planned for sometime next week, which my son's very excited about. I'm very excited about as well, to be honest. But I'll tell you all about that when I get back. And bless him, he was saying to me the other day that he wants to make a YouTube video of him doing some crafting. So you might see a little video from a small pair of hands, a pair of 6-year-old hands. I said, what are you going to make a video of? What are you going to demonstrate? And he said, I'm going to show them how to make an animal park. So I don't know exactly what that means, but he's going to show how to make an animal park, apparently. We've been watching Animal Park on telly, on Netflix, so it's in the UK it's a series about Longleat Safari Park, and that is down south somewhere, and he's really taken with the idea of the they've got jeeps and the cars that they use when they're in the lion enclosures and places like that in with the wolves, and these jeeps have zebra print all over them, so he really likes them. So I think his idea is to make some sort of car. So I will let him do it because it's easy enough. He just sits here and does his crafting. He does like to do a bit of crafting. Now and again, he's got a box upstairs in his bedroom which is full of all pipe cleaners and googly eyes and things like that. So that'll be fun. And he watches a lot of YouTube videos himself as well, and I sometimes see him acting it out. He's always like, don't forget to like and subscribe. Because that's what all the channels that he watches says. I'm calling everybody guys all the time. I was asking him for ideas the other day about what I should do, what I should talk about. I was feeling a bit stuck one day. He said, I think you should show how to make animations. Because there was one day that we were watching a programme of, it was a kids programme, of how to make, I've just remembered that I've done something that I shouldn't have done there. It was how to make animation, stop motion animation, using plasticine. He said, can we do that, Mum? And me having a background in photography and playing around with videos and things like that, I said, of course we can. So one day, I'm just going to try and hang that from a piece of string. So one day I showed him how to do it, and I made him a little animation of a man made out of clay, and he was going into a toy fridge to get some snacks, and then he pulled it out and ate it. So he thinks that I should show you guys how to do that. I said, I don't think that's quite what my audience is looking for. But maybe that's another direction I could take the channel. I'm going to see if I've got a brad to go in there. Right, so if I tie a tiny little knot. I'm not sure the string really coordinates, but it's just what I had handy. Tie a knot in that. I'm trying to leave a gap. It doesn't help that it's got this. In fact, let's take this gold thread out of the equation because it's causing me a bit of bother. I'll pull that through without splitting it all. Ah! Right, let's try. Haha, I've got it. Oh. That's a bit of hassle. The reason that I wanted to use the string is because I want it to dangle down a little bit from there. Might not have left enough room, but we'll try and see what it looks like. After all that, it's probably not going to dangle, but it won't be as rigid as if I just put the pin straight in. And just to make sure that stays put, I'm going to add a little blob of glue behind there. And then that can go inside that hole. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. And then those threads can just be poked in behind. Right. That's going to go across there. But do I need that piece of white lace? Curtain, neck curtain as well. Do I need to break it up, do you think, with that? No, I think we can do without that. So if I just add some glue up there, do quite a thick application because this is quite thick stuff and it unravels quite easily as well. And then I can trim the edges off. 1, 2. Weigh that down until it sticks, and then I can glue that back down into position. So because I stuck it before, I'm just going to make sure that I cover up that raggedy bit where it got peeled off. I can keep that quite central. Let's see how that wants to unravel there. Do you need to be careful with it? Right, I'm going to weigh that down. Okay, now I'm going to see if I can find something to go in as journal cards. Okay, so I've been looking for some things to put inside and I've pulled out a few bits and bobs. So if we just open that up, so there's a tag there. And then I was thinking, I've got to be careful and make sure everything fits in this one so that it doesn't catch on the strap as it goes over. Oval journal card, will that fit in? Yes, just. So if I just ink those so that you can see the difference between those and the background, because they're quite similar colours. Then I need a piece of string. Hands are too cold to get a grip on this. See, all the blood's gone out of them. So that's it's a nice coordinating green colour that I had in my stash. Actually, I had a photograph that I wanted to use in one of the pockets because I thought it was perfect the way that their heads aligned so that they were over the top of the pocket. So if I just trim that down to size, and I'm going to peek out of there. I think I'll just lay that over the top of something that coordinates. And then it can be used as a journal card, so you can put notes on the back. And that goes in there. If it fits still. Might need just a little tiny bit taken off the edge. There, that's better. Okay, and then I've just got, what have I got? Another coordinating tag. That goes in there. And then I'm hoping, see, I like that to poke out just like that. Did I put a card in there? No. And then it just needs a thumb tab or something on there. And then that, hopefully, yay, it still fits. And then what you can do is just stick it directly to the page. Now I'm thinking I'll have it on that page so that it's easier to pull out to the side. And we just need lots of glue to hold it in to the book. And I think for this one, because it's quite bulky, I'm going to have it stuck in at the top. Because I tend to, throughout the journal, I'll put lots of pockets at the bottom and then I always end up with it being a bit bottom heavy. So this will help to balance out that book. There we go. And then it can be completely removed, you see. And then you can open it out, put your notes in, put your pictures in, and then slide it straight back in. So we've got 2 of those there. And that is today's project. Okay, and I shall see you again next week for another. Bye!